Admiral Marcus Kane stood on the observation deck of the UES Prometheus, watching as the last Vorthan battleship disintegrated in a brilliant flash of antimatter fire.
Behind him, the tactical hologram displayed what remained of the once mighty Vorthan Empire, nothing but expanding clouds of superheated plasma where 17 worlds had once orbited their dying stars. It had taken Earth exactly 72 hours to erase a civilization that had ruled the Andromeda Arm for over 3 millennia. "Sir," Lieutenant Commander Sarah Chen approached cautiously, her footsteps echoing in the eerily quiet observation lounge.
Long-range sensors confirmed complete annihilation of the Vorthan home cluster. No survivors detected. Kane nodded without turning from the viewport. Through the reinforced transparisteel, he could see the funeral pyres of an entire species painting the cosmos in shades of orange and gold. It should have been beautiful. Instead, it felt like staring into the abyss of humanity's own soul. "How many did we lose, Commander?" Kane asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Final casualty reports from the colonies, sir?" Chen's voice trembled slightly. "Kepler 442b, 4.2 million civilians. New Geneva, 6.8 million. Harvest Moon Station, 890,000 including the Children's Research Facility." Kane's jaw tightened. 12 million souls. Farmers, scientists, teachers, children who had never seen Earth's blue skies but called themselves human nonetheless. The Vorthans had incinerated them without warning, without mercy, claiming that humanity's expansion into their sacred territory was an act of war. They had been wrong about many things, but especially about how Earth would respond. The counterattack had been swift and absolute. Earth's newly developed quantum resonance weapons had torn through Vorthan shields like paper. Their plasma torpedoes had cracked planetary crusts. Their nova bombs had turned suns into weapons, forcing stellar collapse that consumed entire solar systems in minutes. "Admiral," the voice of President Martinez crackled through the calm system from Earth, 37,000 light-years away. "The Global Assembly has reviewed your field reports. We're declaring the Vorthan incident closed." "Excellent work, Marcus." Kane finally turned from the viewport, his weathered face reflecting decades of military service and, now, the weight of genocide. "Mr. President, permission to speak freely?" "Granted. We didn't just defeat them, sir. We erased them. Every last Vorthan, every colony, every trace of their existence. Their art, their history, their children, all gone." "Is this what we've become?" Static filled the silence before Martinez responded. "Admiral, they murdered 12 million of our people. They attacked civilian targets without provocation. They chose to make this a war of extermination. So we gave them one," Kane muttered. "What was that, Admiral?" "Nothing, sir." Prometheus out. Kane walked through the corridors of his flagship, past crew members who avoided his gaze. They all knew what they had participated in. The greatest military victory in human history was also its greatest moral catastrophe. In the ship's archives, he pulled up the historical records of Earth's wars. The Holocaust, Rwanda, Cambodia, humanity had always been capable of monstrous acts. But those had been limited by geography, by technology, by the simple fact that Earth was one world with finite resources. Now humanity commanded a stellar empire spanning 4 galaxy arms. Their weapons could snuff out stars. Their fleets moved faster than light itself. When Earth chose to wage total war, the very cosmos bent to accommodate their wrath. "Computer," Kane commanded. "Display Vorthan cultural archives recovered during the initial engagement." Holographic displays materialized around him, showing Vorthan cities before the burning. Crystalline spires that caught sunlight and transformed it into symphonies of color. Gardens where alien children, beings that looked like living jade sculptures, played games that humanity would never understand. Poetry written in languages that would never again be spoken. The Vorthans had been warriors, yes. But they had also been artists, philosophers, dreamers. They had built wonders that rivaled anything humanity had achieved. And now they were nothing but carbon atoms scattered across 17 star systems. Kane's personal communicator chimed. A message from his daughter back on Earth,
Dad, the newsfeeds are calling you the hero of Andromeda.
Mom and I are so proud. When are you coming home? Hero.
The word tasted like ash in his mouth.
Admiral? Commander Chen appeared in the archway. The fleet is requesting orders. Do we return to Earth or proceed to the Centauri staging area?
Kane stood among the ghostly holograms of Vorthan civilization, surrounded by the digital remains of a species that had made the fatal mistake of underestimating human capacity for revenge.
In the distance, through the ship's hull, he could still see the glow of dying suns, stellar graveyards marking humanity's terrible efficiency.
Set course for Earth, Commander, Kane finally replied.
Time to go home and explain to our children what we've become.
As the Prometheus and its escort fleet jumped to hyperspace, leaving behind the empty void where the Vorthan Empire had once thrived, Kane made a silent promise. He would ensure that this victory was remembered not just for humanity's military might, but for the price paid by both species. The galaxy had learned a new truth: Earth's children could be gentle farmers and brilliant scientists, but when pushed to their limits, they could also burn empires from existence with the cold precision of a mathematical equation.
The Vorthans had lit the match. Humanity had become the inferno.
In the depths of space, 17 dead stars continued their slow collapse, monuments to the day when Earth proved that in the vast darkness between worlds, humanity was the most terrifying force of all. Kane closed his eyes and tried not to think about what other species might be watching those funeral pyres, learning the same lesson the Vorthans had learned too late, that humanity's greatest weakness was also their most dangerous strength. They never forgot who had hurt them, and they never forgave those who hurt their own.